Nefertiti and Cleopatra are direct. With that being said, because I felt her spiritual powers, no higher self, especially no wetback, weak-ass higher self like this bitch. Heard I'm supposedly related. I don't know how true this is. Quetzalcoatl or some shit like that. I'm supposed to have provenance over that shit. Ain't none of that motherfucking shit. Because of this evil shit, I can't even share knowledge like that because it's going to have a physical impact dealing with this evil shit. Ain't nothing supposed to... That shit should not be physically affecting you. I feel that evil-ass, wicked bitch. I'm going to try to figure out, because this is somebody's highest self. This isn't no demon or anything like that. How to get rid of her. I can tell through the energy signature. I'm going to try to figure out. I got a highest self who ain't trying to really do what she is. I got to give her credit. But I got to try to figure out, I know 1945 hertz could get rid of something like that, but it becomes complicated because that shit is sensitive like the roach attachments are, spirits are, and they can go all in your fucking energy body like this bitch is doing after taking my soul consciousness and shit one night. It got real one night, I'm not going to lie. To some degree, I give these roach spirits credit to where I physically felt cored out, like empty. Like devoured from within after she took out entity attachments of mine in an effort to really kill my ass. Like I said before, something happened. She put a dubbick on me on May the 1st, 2024. And, you know, from what I understand, my throat got cut or some shit. They did the same thing to my dad in the spirit plane. I died supposedly on May the 1st, 2024, because I keep hearing that beanbag bitch say, I want her to stay dead. I want her to stay dead. So something ain't right. You know, every time I would try to find the provenance of the truth of this shit, like what the fuck is really going on, this bitch would harass me by calling me nigga and all this other motherfucking... Don't go to that fucking place, man. It's... Because I saw how that bitch came in and, you know, it wasn't like with other people's higher selves by having my shit open. Road spirits. That bitch came in with a Dubbick and Raziel and all that evil ass shit. You know, wanting to take all the shit that I have and kill off my parents in that timeline. I had Barry Samity and Alex Nascimento entity tried to do it as well, so I can't get back in. One of his entity attachments, and I think even him at one point, but his consciousness fucked up because I dropped his dots. Him and his higher self. And I kind of don't regret it because of what I was enduring and what I was told I would have endured, but I wish I would have spoke to the real one. Him and the devil himself, I heard that bitch has, who I'm related to, the devil that's in charge of the rest of the devils. And the witch we call him for that comes from Loki. Of Norse mythology. Well, Norse truth, because all that shit's real. The blueprint. She got him. Because my shit's fucked up. I have no defenses. You know, I be telling them, Rose Spirit, you trying to get me to fuck this wetbag bitch up and put her in my body. You can't do that. You know, the way you sacrifice people, and there's actually a frequency to sacrifice people, I believe it's 1573 hertz. You can't do that with that shit. You have to have, the rules of the engagement of war is, and I used to be big into war when I was a little kid. When I was in the 4th grade, a lot of this shit started in the 4th grade, where I just started having issues. That wetbag bitch cursed me. Got a lot to do with them wetbags. Even going back to my old neighborhood, which is a derivation for this curse. That's why something ain't right with them. Them niggas come from evil creative spirit guides that hail from Santorini or some shit in the star system, Betelgeuse or some shit. And now I'm feeling the difference because I mentioned that. Because this shit has your energy all outbursted to where you can be physically affected. But they demiurge is a motherfucking human eating, human sacrificing, human devouring, human killing fucking reptilian dragon by the name of Quetzalcoatl. The one that everybody else got brown skin that's described in the Bible, and hair like wool, that's black. Black people come directly from God. I heard it during this curse. Or the demiurge. Because you got different gods. You got the ones in the material realm, you got the ones in light. Then you got the ones in the realms of chaos, the subconscious. It's a start and entry point for that, or exit point. You got Saints and you got Zenu. Real name I know, the lamb entities and all of that. Leicester Crowley talked about it. Another motherfucker out there who I don't recall, because I don't recall his motherfucking name. A lot of that shit started with them. You know, I was told during this curve, not true that is from the road spirit, but that they had one who I knew who was a very wise young man who didn't look like it, but looked like somebody that could easily be on TV. And I heard he's doing very well in that timeline with my blessing. I don't know how true that shit is. I think I got into it with his female. And she was very insecure and stuck. She was a big girl and stuck on having him. And she wasn't a typically attractive person like he is. He was going to get rid of Baron Samedi because a lot of people's, spirits and all that spirit guys saw what he was doing, higher to higher selves. He was doing somewhere. He put me in an armored truck in a spirit plane where I couldn't see what was going on with my blessings and I couldn't spiritually do anything about it. Put his higher self in charge, and that was going to start causing me all sorts of mental problems. You never want somebody else's higher self unless it's a voodoo lord with your permission, Orisha, any of, a Thor, an Aphrodite. I saw the real, I saw supposedly somebody who's supposed to be the torch, the next torch holder, like I am with EK or some. Not true this shit is. I was walking just now, just like I saw a long time ago. My eyes turned like aquamarine, sky blue. I saw that with Zendaya. I heard that they trying to give him my shit in the spirit plane. And I looked white, like a fucking Helga just now. But anyways, I'm saying what I'm saying to say. I don't want to make this long. Because when you... Let me try to sum up in words with this shit. Hold on. As I was saying before, you're not supposed to have somebody's highest self be your highest self like I had, going back to that August the 22nd, 2022 timeline. I got to use 945 hertz. I know 522 hertz works on that David Rayner motherfucker. If I try to download that, they start fucking with that shit. There's a bunch of other hertzes. But I'm saying that to say that having somebody else's shit, they're not going to have your best interests at heart because they ain't your highest self. But from what I understand in the situations of like a Taylor Swift, in a bunch of timelines, she's nowhere near successful and she's a down and out prostitute. Because from what I understand, her highest self is a young black woman that wanted her blessings and all of that in the spirit plane and stole it. So that must be a fucking, that's why I got to get rid of this Maria Paraffin before she turns into some type of generational fucking curse. I got to expel that bitch with ice or something. Ice, ice, baby. Doom, doom, doom. There's some fools here in the Mardi Gras parade playing Ice, Ice, baby. I got to get rid of this wetback bitch. Because this is the worst of it. You got something deliberately trying to kill you off every single fucking night. Evil ass beanie bag bitch. But from what I understand, you don't want somebody's higher self taking over because they're not going to have your best interest at heart. And be careful with your higher selves that you choose. Because you got something that's not going to have your best interest. They ain't going to have your back. You know, a lot of our higher selves are aligned with family. I mean, this evil shit, I'm just thinking about how this shit had me poured out to where it was going back to before I incarnated. I had to call on spirit guides because I'm playing around with this shit. When it's not that hard to get rid of. Like I say, I need to come up with a very effective way. You know, you can't have your shit exposed like this, man, because that shit can hurt you. And break you off from spiritual protection and fuck up your spiritual protection. But anyways, as I say before, you can't have that shit. That's going to fuck you up. You can't have that shit. They're not going to have your best interest at heart for the most part. They're not going to look out for you. You know, I remember the night when I was sleeping on the PCH. And I saw a white woman wearing a blue sky blue shirt, which is supposed to be her energy signature from what I felt in the spirit plane, and white slacks. You know, I wonder if they have anything to do with these people, because at the onset of this curse, this woman kind of sounded like her, this Barbara Hicks, and she got the same name as her. You know, as the roach attachment from what it turns out, supposed to be of an English ancestor of mine named Barbara, who was very pretty and followed me and didn't like the fact that I incarnated as black. Got a lot of racist shit going on in my consciousness. My shit fucked up in my spirit team. That's why my shit fucked up, in part. But as I was saying before, you know, at the start of this curse, I heard that them people, you know, I saw in the spirit plane that them people would have, they claiming roach attachments or entity attachments up in my shit. But I heard that they know the people that put this shit on me. And when I saw them in the spirit plane, I saw my higher selves with them. And I saw other entity and roach attachments I know very well with them. And I saw CIA up there. With that being said, this is very fucking dangerous. Don't trust them. And I'm going to say this right now. I plan on going to, this is going to sound ignorant, because whites and blacks can do it, but because I know the motherfuckers' origins, I'm thinking about going straight to a fucking white or black or Asian. If I go to anybody. I ain't going to that shit again, because the motherfuckers are tricksters. They'll steal your shit, and because of that Quetzalcoatl shaped into a white man. It's a black. Don't relax around them. You can't trust them. They worship whites for a reason. They saw the conqueror in Spain, as Cortez and all of them, as their incoming gods returned as per prophecy for a reason. So I don't fuck with them. That old wetback that when I was outside, you know, bringing my shit in, I was wearing my MAGA hat, my MAGA shirt, giving me a wide agape expression. Now here in the spirit plane, they bringing all these motherfuckers high to higher selves and that Maria Paraffin. That shit out of here. He had this look on his face like, I was like, hey man, you need to come in? Because I thought he may have lived here. And he was like, well, I say, fuck you, wetbag. I ain't fucking with them people. There's a darkness about them. So I just stay the fuck away. especially knowing the origins of the curse started with them. My old neighborhood. I'm trying to get the fucking scoop on that, but every time I try, I keep getting mentally manipulated by this shit. So I don't know which way to turn. With that being said, in the middle of the fucking night, I can hear that wetback bitch in my consciousness, in the spirit planes. They have my consciousness to where it's in the astral plane. And every time I say something or try to do something, they make my consciousness and my energy dramatic to where I can physically feel it and be impacted by shit. But I can hear it saying, yo, he's whining about hell. But there's something fucked up about them people. I don't fuck with them people for a reason. I want to say on my blog, they were worse than white people ever were. White people do what they do out of fear of white genetic annihilation. And I did an article about it in the past. They created gods are evil motherfuckers, evil spirits. They look like them tie demons. That's why they all fucked up and distorted and got all that shit on them. Birds and all that shit, a paradise, all that crazy ass shit. Looking like what my grandmother would call, who was what you would call Louisiana Creole, monkey shine. My grandmother was a funny lady. And to go to show you, going against all that Orthodox Christianity shit. I'm going to say something right now. Don't wear a cross because, look, the cross means hangman. That's the frequency for hangman. Not frequency, but that means hangman in the tarot deck. They tell you right off the bat, Jesus was Hun, and that's not his real name, and he was actually, in fact, black. Let me see if I can pull him up. I'm trying to look for it. I can hear that evil ass wetback bitch in the spirit plane talking about shit. Get your wetback ass out of here. Fucking with a vital, putting her energy or herself in a vital part of my consciousness where if I fucking wave my kyanite here, it's going to get rid of it or fuck it up. Well, she going to need a new screwdriver. What this shit does is make you sensitive to the fucking spirit plane to where this shit can physically affect you and impact you to the point where it can be devastating. All the words that I'm looking for. And I physically felt it one night. But because of Baron Samedi and a couple of other entities, including them road spirits to some degree, I have a lot of spiritual protection and that shit gets blocked. But anyways, with that being said, get your wetback ass out of here. The fuck out. I'm gonna call fucking ancestors or something to take your ass down. I called on Anubis. Use 694 hertz, 695 hertz to see to take this wetback bitch down. That's an evil motherfucker. I heard that a physical self has in the spirit plane a part of my soul consciousness which she uses to torment me. Her and her highest self, old beanie bag motherfucker. And I heard that wetbags be going to that store trying to pay her to fucking kill my ass off. But this is the hangman tarot. That's why I stay as far away from them fuckers as possible to stay, before shit gets any fucking worse, curse free. I'd be at the mercy of this fucking shit. This should be having a heavy energy signature to where You know, if I physically feel something, this shit, you know, will be like, oh, you ain't supposed to do that because you're going to lose part of your current. You can't deal with shit like that makes your shit wide open like that. But anyways, I had an African friend of mine. I need to get her number, who I think is under similar curses. She was combating a lot of that with surprisingly wetbacks. Beanie bags, I call them. Used to call them demon seeds of Quetzalcoatl, but now I know the fucking truth. Motherfucking, I ain't gonna say who, but some of my ancestors were showing back in the day they were demented robots. And when you look at Teotihuacan and all that shit, them pyramids that came from us, but bad factions of us, it's kind of like what they say with the Anunnaki. They were created to be like a worker bee race, a slave race of fucking robotic workers. That's why they make great hard workers to this day, but they're not smart workers. You know, it reminds me of what Richard Schaefer talked about when he wrote the book for Amazing Stories, when he talked about the Daryls, big fat obese motherfuckers that just want to engage in pedophilia, have sex. That's why a lot of them are sexual harassers and do stupid shit and engage in low frequency shit. There's something not right with them. And every time I would, try to find the objective truth, not see anything negative, this bitch starts fucking with me. I'm trying to figure out what's going on. Like bullying me into thinking what she wanted to think. But anyways, as I was saying before, back ass out my fucking energy body. The fuck out. Got me fighting my own fucking entity attachments. Using my fucking soul consciousness to fuck with somebody. I can kill Baron Samedi and them for that. Many, many months ago, they reduced me down to where I'm nothing more than my soul consciousness, a chunk of me, as I would look, probably even worse, down to a skeleton in the spirit plane. I just smell burnt flesh just now. I keep telling these road spirits and my spirit team, get this wetback bitch out of here. It's not hard to do. Don't sit up and wait, when I do something great, like get on YouTube and do a fucking video before you start jumping in and helping. This is not like a major fucking adventure. This is not like a major undergoing. This is schizophrenia. Get the bitch out. Get my consciousnesses back so she can't use that like voodoo dolls to attack me and fuck me up. Get that shit back and get that beanie bag motherfucker out. I'm supposed to be related to the voodoo lord that. What the fuck is going on here with this shit? Having this bitch antagonize me every single fucking night and try to take me out. Get this motherfucker out. Problem is I ain't got shit that cares enough to do it. And the shit that will put you back together don't have my best interest at heart. They have their own selfish interest, which devolves into going against my own interests, and that's not good. With that being said, because I have to vent. I can't even have the lights on in the middle of the night because she'll use other people's higher selves to come in and start fucking with me. And come in to cause fucking problems. I gotta figure out what's effective for getting rid of something like that. I heard, because it got all the way up to my God, you can contact your God to do something about that motherfucker. And get rid of her as somebody's higher self, but I was shown she would get replaced with something even fucking worse. Like I say, it's something about them damn wetbacks that's just, they have a very dark, sinister energy about them. A very dark, demonic, sinister energy. And it's all about their spiritual origins. That's all I fuck with. All this black and brown. Now I look at their spirit and their overall consciousness. You know, their overall soul consciousness has something word they impinged on it. You know, that's why they got a culture, darkness and death. I don't fuck with none of that, especially when we got our own magic. I don't fuck with them damn people for a reason. They got a sinisterness. And like I said, a lot of them are natural energy vampires. I'll see them with a wide-eyed stare wanting to get close to you. You know, I heard that's why that wetback bitch at that fucking tarot reading place at 8704 Broadway let me in. Because her higher self was like, ancestral money, let's steal it from her and Baron Sanity. That's why I don't fuck with them damn people. I don't even respect them. I kind of, you know, look down on them. Because I know what they are. Because that's some evil ass motherfucking shit. Putting that shit on people. Driving people crazy. That shit will drive your ass crazy when you have somebody's higher self placed on you like that. And like I said, I saw on the PCH a blind woman trying to get the story on that. And a bunch of sacrifice angels looking like this. Downloaded into my consciousness. Saturday, you ain't doing shit. Get your wetback ass out. Now she went to the memory part of my consciousness. Got that shit all. I got to do something about that. And they'll try to make it wide open for you so you can be physically affected by it. So that it's permanent. And unrevertible. But anyways, as I was saying before, with that being said, as I said before, I'm just trying to fucking remember what I wanted to say. This wetback bitch keeps fucking shit up for me, so I don't. With that being said, it's I'm just, it's hard to get this yakety bitch, especially when you don't have a good spirit team to help your ass out off of you. This bitch is like a demented fucking robot. The way she quickly reincarnates your shit so you can't get your shit back. From what I understand, she did it with my family going back to my old timeline, August 22nd, 2022. Sorry about that call dropped. But I swear I just saw him.
Well, I'm almost home now, baby, so I'm going to talk to you maybe tomorrow or the day after. Yeah?
All right. Take care, Mama.
All right, honey. Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye. Bye.
Yeah, Raven.
Hey, Mom. How are you?
Trying to take a nap. I have to go to work tonight.
Oh, okay. How you been?
I've been
That's an
okay.
evil
How you
wetback
been?
bitch. I ain't gave that wetback bitch. I don't like the motherfuckers to begin with permission to fucking take shit over like that. I don't respect that motherfucker enough. Get out. Get your evil ass the fuck out.
Life. That's why people work, and that's
I woke
why
up
you
in the
have
middle
to
of the
pay
night and heard
bills,
that they
and
were using
that's
Baron
why
Samuel's roach
squares like
attachments to put
being your
on my ass. She
daddy
took over
still
his
work.
soul consciousness or some shit going back to that original timeline. You know, I felt the energy signature, them wet bags or something taking over voodoo. I talked about it years ago. Schizophrenic, but it undeniably is real and is having a real impact on me. That's why I got to get rid of this wetback ass bitch and, you know, stop and do something about it to get her out of my energy body. Compromising with that evil ass thing over my shit, which should be mine. Dude, get your wetback ass out. You ain't part of my ancestor tribe. You ain't part of my family. Get the fuck out. That's why I put ice on them motherfuckers. Dead serious, because I want this shit to end. But as I was saying before, when I was on the PCH, I had somebody put them sacrifice angels on me and shit. But I had an evil spirit that later helped them people remove me from what I understand from that timeline, take over. That Alex Nacimiento entity was the one that was instrumental for it. Got me like a schizophrenic. This should be like, she ain't battling hard enough. It should be feeding off that evil ass shit. I'm sorry about that. I looked schizophrenic when I did that, but I could physically feel this shit, this bitch fucking with me, and so it's hard to ignore. Like I said, it ain't no demon. I don't know how to get rid of the bitch. I know 8127 hertz can be used to get rid of curses and all of that, but with something like that, it becomes nuanced. You know, how do you get something like that off? And every time I try, I notice that, I hate to say it, Baron Samedi will put entity attachments over it. It's something about that August 22nd, 2022 timeline where I have my own spirit team working against me because they don't want me coming back to it. Like that entity here. I saw earlier. Me and my ancestors destroyed him before he destroyed my soul consciousness in an effort to get away from his shit. With that being said, that motherfucker, they try to set it up where they make this bitch into an entity attachment and put her in my timelines to antagonize me and keep me from getting back. So that's why I don't trust my spirit team. I'm also saying this right now. I was talking about them wetbacks. They've done something where I can't use 6,000 hertz frequency against them. You can, I noticed that 960 hertz work on this beanie bag, bitch. Not 452 hertz, which gets your shit back from energy vampires, as well as 451 hertz. 1488 hertz for white folks. With that being said, ironically, and that's supposed to be in the spirit plane, the code for white supremacy. With that being said, you know, you use them frequencies, 960 hertz cannot be touched. 6,000 hertz and all of that, that gets rid of them for a reason. And 6,000 hertz repels evil entities. It's the connection between the material realm, number 6, and the birth of life. The spirit plane, entering from the spirit plane and incarnating here, 0000. starting point. I'm going to say this, by the way, as an aside. The, kind of like with the Mayans, not all of them, the Native American gods, they different from them motherfuckers spiritually in that their creator gods were very, very wise spirits, nature spirits like dragons, but not physical, but spirit dragons. Same thing with the Asians. That's why they're different from them motherfuckers. You can find Kukulkan, you can find Quetzalcoatl and all of that, motherfuckers looking like that in all cultures, but something wrong with them motherfuckers. I feel this wetback bitch is raped his daddy. From what I understand, I don't even care to hear that shit, but her daddy raped her mama. That happens a lot in Mexico with their origins and shit, man. Just keep that shit away from me. Keep them motherfuckers away from me. Just like Trump says, throw all that shit away. I better get into a fucking concentration camp. Them low vibrational, demonic, demented, robot, Daryls motherfuckers the fuck away from me. That's the most evil shit. Have my consciousness all out there like that and then talking about you woke this, you woke yourself just because I have one intrusive thought. You can't logically put somebody back together by having their energy body wide open. That's unsafe. That could kill somebody. With that being said, I got to do something about it. I don't want to be under curses, even if I can't physically feel it. I got to do something about all this shit. One motherfucker was telling me, embarrassing. No, it's not. To some degree. I got to do something about it. I got to get this shit off. Because I don't want to be, I don't deserve this. You know, I even heard in the spirit plane with the soul swapping shit. You know, that's why I'm like, I need to get this wetback bitch beating the bag bitch off. Because I'm already contending with soul swapping and shit. I don't need somebody's evil, malicious, malignant ass higher self coming in and creating more problems for me than what already exists spiritually. I don't need this selfish, ignorant, stupid, adroit, fucking robotic ass demon bag motherfucking wetback bitch coming in and causing more issues. I don't need that. I'm in a brand new apartment. I'm in a nice place. You know, I wish I could cause some problems. You know, it seemed like you got to go after this motherfucker's physical self or something to get this bitch off. Or get a photograph of her. That's the only way to intimidate this bitch and to get her off your ass. I almost want to say I'll pay somebody to do it, but I got much in the way of money. But, you know, that shit sounds psychotic. But like I was saying, I ain't, spirit team ain't, like, get up. I'm like, that's stalking. No, I'm not, no, that's the start of schizophrenia. When you're told illogical shit, like you got to make right or left to get spiritual help. You got to wait till this in the morning to get spiritual help, and you got to endure that in the meantime. You can't use means at your disposal like black kyanite, black tourmaline, by the way, gets rid of saying the word they easy. You know, I can't use frequencies. I know 960 hertz gets rid of that beanie bag bitch and fucks her ass up. 1248 hertz gets rid of that, the Illuminati. I was combining it with 2160 hertz, which fucks entities up, period. They have shit that we can use at our disposal to combat this shit. There's no need to be suffering. That's highly illogical. And I feel stems from being under a heavy curse. I mean, look at my motherfucking eyes. I got bags under my, not bags, but they're all sunken in. It's from having all this evil parasitic shit in.